sounds from spring training, what it's like to be next to the cage or right there. If you've never been to Florida, stick around and we'll hear from Joe Espada as well.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey everybody, welcome into a special noonday edition of the Locked On Astros. I'm H-Town Wheelhouse. You can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Astros411 on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Astros. Thank y'all for tuning in. I just wanted to break in here. I was going to do something last night and was just trying to get my thoughts together. And I thought, you know what? While I'm home today, why don't I do a special noon edition? And I've got some sights and sounds. Now, the interview I have from Joe Espada is yesterday morning's interview. And then I plan on doing another one this evening with the most up-to-date sounds from him today once they get released to me through MLB Press Box. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is a bonus episode. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. Make every moment more. New customers get $150 in bonus bets in your first $5 bet if it wins. That's right. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. Get started today. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Howdy from Austin. Thank y'all for tuning in. Regina, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching the show. We appreciate you being an everydayer. And Jonathan Garcia came in early once I posted this, literally within minutes. He says nothing better to listen to while driving than Locked On Astros. Thank you so much for supporting the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start off and just give Joe Espada's first. It's about a 4-minute and 20-second sound clip, but he talks about the first split squad game. He talks about spring training. He gets a little bit into base running. We'll talk about that, and then I'll show his second clip, and then I'll introduce each clip. But this is going to be a clip-heavy show, so stick around. If you've never been to spring training, it will be a way for you to say, hey, I haven't been there, but I've been really close. So let's listen to our skipper, Joe Espada.
Excited, getting ready to some games. That's when you really get some evaluation going. These guys get on the field and start getting after it a little bit. I'm excited about that.
What do you, when games start, what are you looking for? Just what's, as a manager, just kind of what's your eye going to be focused on?
Just kind of, cleanness of the game, attention to details. The guys' at-bats, the quality of their at-bats, competing, pitcher stuff, all that kind of stuff that is important. So what, Saturday, 6:05? I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Thought about it last night. Is Pena a guy because he's changed his stance so much? Do you want to get him more at bats in spring so he can take that to the field and see how that feels and get more used to it, accustomed to that?
Yeah, so we could do it two ways. Getting him like more at bats or longer game on the A games, or going down to the minor leagues and seeing AB. So there's a few guys who actually like doing that. I know Jordan is one of those guys that's kind of like to go down there and get a lot of at-bats. Brady down in minor leagues can get a lot of at-bats. So, but someone like Jeremy who's playing around and getting a feel for that new swing, yes, you'll get some more at-bats probably down in the minor leagues.
Do you have any feel for who's going to make the trip to Lakeland as far as going to be none of your main guys, I'm sure, as far as position players?
Let's wait. Let's wait.
But maybe going
around. Some of those main guys will not be going, Brian. I'm just going to just give you that. But for the split squad, the plan right now is Belak will start in St. Lucie and Hunter Brown will start the game here.
Joe, you'll be here?
Yes, I'll be here. Omar will manage the game in St. Lucie.
Did France get off the mound a little bit?
Yes, he did. Not many pitches, but he got up there and just kind of threw a few pitches, and he played catch today, and he felt good.
Verlander close to the live VPs at all?
JV is going to let us know when he's getting close to live BPs, but I thought his side yesterday went well. He woke up today feeling really good. So I am encouraged for where he's at right now.
We talked a lot coming in about the stuff you want to improve on, the fundamentals, holding on. Is that going to be more like on-field drill stuff, or is that going to be more just conversation, teaching? Or is it a blend? How do you
combination of all those things? Drills on the field. We'll use some videos that we have. Either we do it as a group or we, kind of pull guys aside. But it's starting on Saturday. Holding runners, primary leads on the base runners, just kind of be more longer and kind of better secondaries. Just trying to push the pressure, trying to take extra bases. So once our guys feel like we could push ourselves like leg wise, like we'll build up to do stuff like that. I want that to be part of our personality as a team. That's all we've done in the past. So I want us to set the tone from the very beginning.
We talk about being more aggressive on the base path. Is that more stolen bases, or is that more like first to third on a single, like taking an extra base, taking an extra 90 feet? Like, how do you envision that manifesting?
You know what? Just taking it to the other team, like being aggressive, like knowing the weaknesses of the other defense, like who has a strong arm, trying to take an extra base. There's opportunities for us to take extra bases, but sometimes we choose not to because of who's on deck, right? And our guys are smart about when is the right time to do it. But I think there's opportunities out there, and I want us to take some risk, calculated risk. I think is important for us to take and put our guys in a position to get some easy RBIs. It's easier. Our guys rather hit with a man on third base with one out than man on second base with one out. So there's opportunities for us to do that. So we're gonna push our guys to do those things in spring training.
So there you go. You have our skipper Joe Espada talking about, and I just want to welcome y'all all in, Michael and Mr. Rashad. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all so much. Hey, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you're from. Look, he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to run spring training. So a couple notes here. They're going to be working on fielding drills, and I think the next video will cover this more. But JP France threw off the mound. Actually, if you look today, if you go to Brian McTaggart's feed on X, JP France has progressed to throwing off the mound, but fastballs only. So that's a good thing. He talked about Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander is not ready necessarily for live BP. That may change as of Friday. That may happen sometime this afternoon. I am not sure since we're live right now, but he did feel good. He said waking up and throwing off the mound, he was encouraged with what he saw. So Espada thinks that things are going in the right direction. So for their first split squad game, which they basically take the team, break it in half, Omar Lopez will go with the team to Port St. Lucie, and then Joe Espada will manage the game here in West Palm. Now, their first game is actually tomorrow. We're talking on Friday, the 23rd of February. By the way, Go Texan Day. Happy Go Texan Day. Hopefully you're wearing your cowboy hats and cowboy boots out there, and maybe you're going to the cook-off and cookout sometime this week. That would be cool. I know I'm not taking part, but I know a lot of people do. Hunter Brown will start at West Palm. Belak will start at Port St. Lucie. The first official starter will be Ronel Blanco in Saturday's game, and I'll have some quotes on him with that. But I just really love the access that we get during spring training. I just kind of wish the Astros would give us this kind of access to the media files during the regular season. And maybe if, I'm sorry, I hope they watch this, but maybe if they would credential us, we could give them more complete coverage like this, like we do during spring training. So we're going to keep knocking on that door. Listen, I do want to tell y'all tomorrow, at US Gold and Coin, in Houston. I'll give the address here in a second. Terry Poole, Phil Garner, and Shane Reynolds are all going to be there, Astros legends. We're working on a special series doing something with Astro alumni through Locked On Astros. I'm excited about that. But I want to talk about, I want to give Joe Espada's, the rest of his comments. I want to talk about what he says about base running more completely after we talk about this. All right, everybody. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. And if you want to make buckets and get buckets, get in on your first FanDuel action. Why not do it today? Why? Because new customers get $150 in bonus bets in any winning $5 bet or more. You get $150 back. That's right, if your bet wins. So bet all your favorite NBA players, whether it's Luka, whether it's Giannis, whether it's Steph, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Alperen Şengün, the face of the franchise here in Houston, or Nikola Jokic. It could be Luka Doncic up in Dallas. I know we're not a big Mavs group here, but hey, whoever your favorite NBA player is, you go to FanDuel, your first $5 bet or more wins, $150 back to you in bonus bets. Buy quick bets, live same game parlays, exclusive props, and so much more. So just visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. And as always, don't forget to make Locked On Sports Today your second listen after you listen to Locked On Astros, because it is the only 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube. So go check that out today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hey, again, thank y'all for tuning in. It's a special edition live noon show. We just watched part 1 of Joe Espada's little presser from Thursday. I was trying to get today's, but they probably won't release it till about 4 or 5 o'clock today. So I'll come on tonight. I'll do a late night spring training show tonight. We'll get you a couple bonus episodes this weekend. And hey, I'm going to try to do what I can to get you guys everything you need. And I will put the ad actually up on our website this weekend. I think it's already on the community tab about the Astros Legend event. So please check that out. So without further ado, let's hear the second half of Joe Espada's presser from yesterday. It's only about 3 minutes long. We'll debrief from that, and then I'll show y'all some really cool things. Pitchers, Javier on the mound, Urquidy on the mound, Hader on the mound, facing guys like Yainer Diaz, Alex Bregman. It's actually really cool footage. So let's listen to what Joe Espada had to say.
You had mentioned that part of the reason for bringing in Dave Clark was maybe about base running aspects.
Mhm.
What is it about him or that I guess lends itself to?
You know, he's going to push some of our guys. He's got a way of, connecting, and he's already doing that. Like just primary leads, or look for pitches in the dirt. Like he's going to give guys some stuff to think about. He'll remind them, hey, the right fielder backed up like 2 or 3 steps, after that pitch, or we move in with 2 strikes. Just be aware on a short fly ball. Like he's got all that information. He's always watching. His experience is so valuable. So that's why I think Dave is going to be he's going to play a big impact on our base running.
You guys going to be the 85 Cardinals here, or what's going on? You're gonna...
No, we're not. But there is we have to find ways to improve and find ways to win games. There's opportunities where I thought last year, if we could have taken an extra base on someone, or have an at bat where we had an opportunity to drive somebody in, which is a ground ball or short. So that's just the small stuff. Great teams do that. We've done that in years past. So I just want to let them know that those are things that we need to stay on top of it.
Are there any individual players you think will run more, I guess, specifically when it comes to maybe stolen bases, or kind of what's your philosophy on just letting guys have green lights?
We'll be the same guys that, those steal bases. I don't think I will try to reinvent our style. But there is times where we could sneak a stolen base, even a guy who doesn't have necessarily a lot of speed. There's ways that you could take advantage of that. So we're talking to some of those guys about that and see what they feel, how they feel about something like that.
Is there any, not established guys, but is there anyone you're like looking at, not permanently, but just like cross training, like seeing what they look like at a different position? Anybody in camp that you can think of that you guys are gonna just maybe hit ground balls somewhere else, or take fly balls in the outfield? I don't know about.
No.
Okay. There's no Miles Straw at second base.
No.
This year.
No.
Forgot about it.
This isn't a lab, remember?
Do you guys have any data about that running stuff, and like anything that you left some runs on the board because of that? Is there any hard data?
We do, and we could break it down individually too. Which players were more efficient than others. who took high risk, low risk, when, we have all that information, and we don't want to, drown them with that information, but we could pull them aside and kind of show them, this is an opportunity here that you could have taken, second, or you could have taken, third, but we have it, and we'll share with those guys, during spring training.
All right, well, there you go. Joe Espada saying, look, I'm just going to kind of go back over what he was saying here because I think it's important. What is one of the Achilles heels of this baseball team? One of the few holes that we've seen in the mix. Number one, it's base running. Base running. Base running. Yes, I said that 3 times because it seems like that's something that really has been a deficiency here with this team. Uncle KRV said, I told Eric yesterday that Altuve's the worst base runner I've ever seen. You know what? I don't know if he's the worst, but he's pretty darn close to one of the worst performing base runners. And I think that's because of their guidance on the base path. And it sounds like Dave Clark brings the knowledge and understanding. So what they're going to be working on outside of all the other things where they're doing drills with their pitchers, holding runners on, secondary moves, taking extra. Now they're going to be looking at taking extra bases. And he says, once they feel like they can do these things leg wise, he wants them to tune in early and to get focused early. And so Chandler Rome asked him, is this more of a like getting guys from first to third, or is this more of stealing bases? Like, what's your philosophy? And he says, we are going to take a risk. We are going to take the risk. Now they're going to be calculated risk, because I think a lot of times we would take risks that were unduly necessary. Like there was no rhyme or reason why a guy took off to steal second when there's 2 outs and Yordan Alvarez is up to bat. Okay. Like it doesn't make any sense. Okay. But he said he wants the guys going from first to third. Looking at that, he said Dave Clark basically is here for our base running needs. He's going to be watching for primary leads, how big those leads need to be, balls in the dirt when the infield is backed up. He is experiencing this, and he said they are going to find ways to improve and win games. He said if we would have taken more bases, we would have won more. They had numbers basically on the Astros have numbers on this. They have numbers on who took high risk, who took low risk chances on the bases, who did a good job taking bases at the right time, and who didn't. And he said, we're going to share them that information. What I love about Joe Espada, and this is consistent, has been consistent with every coach that we've interviewed, every player that I've interviewed, every coach that I've interviewed, is that they have a plethora of information, but they don't ever just hand it to them. Like, here's an encyclopedia of knowledge, digest it. It's like drinking through a fire hose, and then you're done. If you don't understand, you don't know. They say, we've got all this information on you. And I even remember Joe Record and some of the other guys saying, I was amazed at the amount of information they had on me before they even saw me play for them. And he said they almost knew more about me than I did. And so that is one of the really cool things about this entire organization, because they continue to just develop players. And, here next, I'm going to show y'all some footage, and I can't wait to show you some of it. The first footage I'm going to show you is individual hitters taking pitches versus our pitchers. Now, I will say this. It's not hitting practice. It's more the batters getting in the box, seeing the ball. And so you're not going to really see any swings or home runs in this footage, but it is kind of cool because if you were at spring training, you would be able to see this stuff in person. But before we do, we're going to talk about back plays. All right, this episode is brought to you by Backblaze. Backblaze is something that is here to help you, because we all know that having the right material or the right information, and that information protected and it's sensitive to your company, And look, so many places are out there trying to give you backups. They want to give you unlimited cloud space, but the prices are kind of crazy. But right now, unlimited cloud backup for Macs PCs and businesses can be yours for $99 a year. It's easy to deploy across multiple workstations with various deployment options. You can add on enterprise control, includes granular access permissions, advanced single sign-on, group management controls, and compliance support. You want to talk about a total package. I mean, this is like the Houston Astros of backup. In 1 year, they have 1 year file retention and version history. Over 55 billion files have been restored for customers. So visit backblaze.com/lockedon so they know where you came from. Let them know that we sent you. Recommended by New York Times, Inc. Magazine, Macworld, PC World, LifeWire, Wired, Tom's Guide, 9 to 5 Mac, and so much more. So receive your fully featured no-risk trial at backblaze.com/lockedonmlb. Go there, play with this program, get started protecting yourself from potential bad times, and start today. Hey, y'all, again, thank y'all for tuning in. This is Locked On Astros. Make sure you check out Locked On Sports today, and we will show you all the action, all the things that are going on with the sports world, not just the Houston Astros. It is something that you can do to keep up with everything. And make sure that you follow us, Locked On Sports. You follow Locked On Sports today 24/7. So check it out, subscribe there, and make sure you're following us on X, Instagram, and TikTok, and Facebook, and Spaces, and everywhere we are. Make sure you are there. So, Donald says, I had high hopes for Record. Yeah, you know what? I did too. Joe Record had a high upside, but it just did not work out for him. Regina says, again, everyone on the team is vital. Hit the ball, get on base, throw them out, pitch strikeouts. Hey, you know what? I think we need to have Regina in the hip pocket of Joe Espada in case he is sick or something. Maybe Regina can step in and be bench coach. I am all for that. Good call, Regina. You are an MVP. So let me show y'all. Let's get into this. Now, this next clip I'm going to show you is going to be 4 minutes long, but watch it. It's cool. It's Diaz and Hader. It's Urquidy and Bregman. I think it's Javier versus, you'll have to see. You'll have to watch. So check this out. Some pretty cool footage. All right, and there you go. Well, you know what? I was actually wrong. I didn't mean to lie to y'all. That was Jeremy Pena hitting the tank to left field. And look, you will see in the footage that I show. I'm not going to show it next, but the last group of footage I'm going to show is them in the batting cage. And when you get to the Jeremy Pena portion of the clip, you will see him swinging away and getting a real good swing in. So I may not show that entire clip, but so hey, look, I got this fire lid right here. My guy Job, he goes by Explicit Ink on Instagram. I got a fire lid. Actually, I got some fire lids I'm gonna be introducing on the show later on. Got the hook up again. Got another Houston Astros with the Astrodome. Got a little icy action going. We'll be seeing that on the show soon. One of the more new designs with the 05 World Series patch. And then one of my favorites, my guy Job hooked me up. We got the purple with the blue brim, but look at this. Look at this Astrodome pen. I mean, that's crazy. That's craziness. All right. So, yeah, so I'm going to show y'all in the cage, and then I'm going to cut it off in about 2 minutes and then come back and show y'all a little bit of pitching or a little bit of infield. We'll go from there.
Cuéntale la historia de cuando estábamos en Los Ángeles, lo que te dijo Mónica, que no dejaban entrar niños con 2 años.
Ah, ¿a quién?
Cuéntale, yo le conté por arribita, cuéntale.
A Julia.
A Julia.
All right, there you go. There was some sights and sounds from Spring Training 2024 from West Palm. If you guys do get out there, listen, if you get out there, take some pictures, post us on social media, tag us, let us know you're there. Tell the players, hey, I listened to Locked on Astros and I saw you on Locked on Astros. If you see Yainer Diaz, tell him that you saw him on Locked on Astros. I don't know if y'all caught the little nugget we put in there, but if you go back and listen to the intro, Yainer Diaz introduces the show. It's Locked on Astros. We're going to be trying to add a couple other players. Again, tomorrow, Saturday, I will be at U.S. Coin and Gold. Let me get you the information here so I make it all correct. Here it is. U.S. Coin and Jewelry in Katy, Texas, okay, tomorrow from 10 to 3. The address is 8435 Katy Freeway, 8435 Katy Freeway. Go out there tomorrow. Phil Garner, Terry Poole, and now Shane Reynolds will be there. I will be interviewing all three of those guys. Just going to be doing a little phone interview, nothing formal, nothing with the template here. but it's going to be fun. Come out there. They're going to try to do once a month a coin and card show at US Coin and Jewelry. So check it out. Again, 8435 Katy Freeway, Houston, Texas, 77024. I'll be out there from 10 to 3 during the whole event. If you see me, if you're an everydayer, say hello, and I would love to say hi to you. And thank you so much for tuning in to Locked on Astros. Yes, man, this is an early episode. I had the day off, so I went ahead and took advantage. Tonight, I will be adding another episode, hopefully after cheering on the Pearland Oilers, the Lady Oilers, on to their second straight showing in the Final Four for 6A girls basketball tournament. So for myself, for Eric, for everybody else here at Locked on Astros, thank y'all for tuning in. And as always, like we say, let's go Astros. Charge for that 2024 World Series. We'll take it one step at a time. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And you'll see me tonight. We'll get some more footage, get some more sound from Espada, the man. Have a great afternoon. Happy Friday, and please be safe whatever you do. And as always, go Astros.